on site here in Cranbury Township. I'm Josh with New Method Restoration, and we're here helping the town of Cranbury get pumped out and cleaned out from this dreadful weather event that we had. Weather events like this are few and far between. They happen, once in a decade, and most of them, unfortunately, when you have a flood like this where a moving lake comes through the town, you have a very hard time finding insurance coverage. Something to really watch out for in these types of floods is people coming through town and just gouging these folks. We've had a community-based business since the start of our company, and that's how basically we've earned the referrals of, as you can see, a lot of plumbers and a lot of fire officials. A lot of township officials have recommended us here. So we're basically in all of these buildings, everything from the law offices here to the ice cream shop, to that home there where some local residents live and didn't have coverage that we're just taking care of for free because we just couldn't bear to see these people go through this without having any help at all. To the next house and the next house. You can just drive up and down the street, and we've got the manpower and the equipment power to handle this. You won't find too many other people out here because a lot of this stuff is not covered by insurance. So they'll come out here, and if they can't get an absorbent, insane inflated price tag for a lot of this work, they're just not interested in doing it. Community-based relationships, that's what we've built our relationship on, not commercials during the Super Bowl. Community relationships, that's how we've built our company, and that's why we're here on site helping these folks. Majority of these homes have been affected by so much water that it's really frightening, where your entire basement fills up to the top of the steps, and some of them overflow into the first floor. Some of them just stop just below, cresting into the first floor. So groundwater contains a lot of contaminants, especially in this COVID age. People are really afraid to have the sewage and what's in these catch basins overflow into their homes. So what you've got is diesel fuel, gasoline, oil, pesticides, rodent excrement, anything that you can think of is in groundwater, and it's far from sanitary. A lot of the power has been lost in these homes, so we're having to come in and supply power to these homes to get their air conditioning and their refrigeration working again. Without that, we're going to turn a basement flood into an entire house mold problem. So we've got to come out, supply power, get all the debris, get the water pumped out. We're pumping out, basement after basement. We've got to get that water out of there so that we can bring in our dehumidification and bring in drying equipment, get the debris out. We haul that away in our trucks, or we bring dumpsters on site, treat the content, separate what's ruined from what's salvageable, get that squared away for the folks, and get them back to normal and back to a safe environment as quickly as possible. Our job is to help out. We're blessed in that we get paid to help people. So if you've been paying all your life into an insurance policy, my job is to first come on site and do no harm and try to help people get that coverage that they've paid for. If that can't be done, okay, we've got many other options. We even offer financing. We're one of the few mitigation companies out here that offer financing options on some of these bigger losses. Some of these losses are $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in damage. You can imagine the value of some of these structures out here. If you've got a flood that overtakes the basement and the first floor of your home, you can imagine just losing all the electrical, having to redo all that electrical, having to redo your furnace and your air handler and your hot water heater alone is probably $10,000 or more in damages. Forget about rebuilding and mitigating and getting all the water out. So yeah, we do offer all the different options, but insurance is the first route that we look to take to help these folks get what they've paid for. A lot of the companies out there, especially some of the ones that are sent directly by your insurance carrier. While we do work directly with just about every major insurance carrier, we didn't originally start out that way, and that's an important part of the technical aspect of what we do. It's a lot less expensive to just come right in and just demo and start knocking down walls. There are some homes that are just barely affected on that first floor, or the basement just barely got moisture up into that first floor. So, there's some people, especially those that don't have insurance company, that have opted to have us remove baseboards and use some of our pumping technology to pump air, and using our injection drying methods, we're pumping into microbial and mold retardant and warm dry air into these wall cavities to save having to just demo these walls and having to rebuild the entire first floor. When you rebuild a first floor, it's not just, okay, the demo that I'm doing, but you're talking about packing out everything, all the furniture, all the belongings of that first floor have to go into a storage container or somewhere else in the home if that's even available and unaffected, which most likely is not the case. So you've got to pack everything out into a storage container, and then after that, you demo the house. So basically, then it's got to get rebuilt. You got to have a contractor in this environment. Imagine how busy these contractors are. I can tell you our contractors are at least 2 to 4 weeks out before they can get in there and start rebuilding these homes. So you're talking about a difference of being able to go back into your home very quickly and return life as it is to normal sooner rather than later, versus months of inconvenience and living out of a suitcase and all those types of things. So yes, that is one of the more technical ends to what we do, and it's one of the things that we do best, and we pride ourselves on that we don't just come in and start with a wrecking ball automatically.
So, okay, so and it's recommended that, you're the first call. Like some people would think, oh, who do I call? Do I call the fire department? Do I call, why should you, obviously you stated the reasons why you should be the first call, but could you explain, people should call you first?
Well, depends on how severe. I mean, some of these folks have been evacuated. There are some people, I believe, in Jamesburg that had to be rescued by boat. So, if it's not that severe, I would recommend calling us, and we will assist you with calling it in and determining insurance coverage and calling it into your carrier. We do that because there's many claims that we've had denied just based on wording. Especially in situations that are not like this, pipe break situations where an insurance carrier might ask the customer, did the pipe break from just wear and tear? Well, most people would answer that question, yes, the pipe broke from wear and tear. That claim was denied because they don't cover wear and tear and long-term things. They cover sudden and accidental damages. I haven't really met too many pipes, seen too many pipes that were ruptured as a result of anything but wear and tear, especially in an older home. Some pipes are ruptured by a nail or something like that, where a contractor comes in and ruptures a pipe with a nail or something along those lines. But let's face it, most of these things are wear and tear issues. So you have to be real careful with how you word some of these things. Yes, absolutely. So we recommend calling us first to help out with that.
And then wrap up, what's the best way to get in touch with New Method Restoration?
The best way to get in touch with us is by phone. You can call and schedule a free inspection. We don't charge anything to come out. Our time is free. It's 1-800-898-1768. We are a 24/7 operation, 365 days a year. We work with all major insurance carriers. We also have a number of plumbers, trusted plumbers and contractors. So we're a full service operation. If you have something going on in your home that needs a reputable plumber, it is hard to find honest, good people. That's all we work with. We pride ourselves in that. It's taken years to get good contractors to help people rebuild their homes. We've been through tons of contractors that either they don't return calls, they take the contract and the job takes a year to complete. All the different horror stories we have seen, and it took quite a long time to get a good book of services that we can come out and help you out with, besides just what we do.